Friends and yoga lovers, it is a proud moment for me to present before you a presentation on essence of yoga mudras. I, Dr. Nitin Bilgi, a yoga student and a student of yoga mudra also. This particular topic has been my area of interest for quite a long time now. So I thought that I would present before you some of the important yoga mudras as well as how to do it and all the other details. A small introduction about what is yoga and other details. This particular presentation was prepared by me quite a long time back, and I have refined it during this period of lockdown, and it is given in a more concise and presentable form. Yoga is nothing but to join. Hence, I thought that I would join with all my friends and yoga lovers through this presentation during this difficult time of lockdown. I will be putting this particular video as well as one or two more videos related to yoga mudras on YouTube. You can watch them with the given link. I have collected all this particular material from different web sources as well as from different books. For the yoga lovers, I would recommend a book which is this. This is a book which is written by Suman Chiplonkar. The name of the book is Mudras and Health, Perspective and Indian Approach. It's a really good book. I would recommend all of you to go through this particular book. I would also recommend you to go through a book by Swami Satyanand Saraswati of Bihar School of Yoga on asanas, pranayam and bandh. This particular presentation is motivated because I have derived a lot of benefits from yoga mudras. Hence I thought that I could reach it to all my friends and yoga lovers. So this is a small effort from my side to bring before you a sense of yoga mudras. You may find a lot of material, lot of presentations, lot of material, useful material on websites. I would also recommend you to go through that, but I would also recommend you to study these yoga mudras first and try to see what effect they have, and then try to practice these particular mudras. Though yoga, pranayam and yoga mudra go hand in hand, you can definitely practice them during pranayam also. Hope you will enjoy this particular presentation of mine. Let's start with this presentation. Namaskar. This is also one of the mudras. We will discuss about this particular mudras in our subsequent slides. In yoga mudra, this is one of the iconic mudra of Indians, wherein when we meet somebody, we say namaskar. Of course, now today all the new things have come, like hello, then shake hand and all other things. But during the time of corona and these particular difficult times, we would recommend you to do the namaskara. This particular presentation I would like to dedicate to the yoga mandir where I have learned, that is Kaivalya Yoga Mandir, and my guru Sri Majli sir and late Sri Tompi. Last but not the least, my family, and my namaskars to Kovalyanandji. This is the agenda of my presentation. This is basically I am going to give what is yoga, a brief introduction, then about introduction to mudra, then purpose of mudra, mudra and prana, a scientific look at mudras, benefits of mudra, how to practice mudra, types of mudra and important mudras. There is a very famous quotation by one of the greatest exponent of yoga, Swami Satyananda Saraswati, which goes like this. Yoga is not an ancient myth buried in oblivion. It is the most valuable inheritance of present, but it is essential need of today and culture of tomorrow. So this gives us a brief definition of what is yoga. In a Hatha Yoga Pratipika, there is a mantra or a shloka which goes like this. Tasmat sarva prayatnena prabodhiya tumishwaram brahmadvare mukhe supta brahma mudrabhyasa samacharate. The meaning of this is, in order therefore to awaken this goddess who is sleeping at the entrance of Brahmadvara, that is the great door, mudra should be practiced well. We saw about the prayer mudra in our earlier slide, so let's not go into the detail of this particular thing. Let's come to the first topic, that is, what is the meaning of yoga. Most of us pronounce this as yoga, but it is not yoga, but it is yoga. So this comes from a Sanskrit word which means yuj, meaning yoke or join or unite. This implies joining or integrating all aspects of individual, that is body with the mind and the mind with the soul, to achieve a happy, balanced and useful life, and spiritually uniting the individual with the Supreme Almighty. In yoga, the yoga is considered one of the 6 branches of classical philosophy and is referred to throughout the Vedas, ancient, that is, they are the ancient Indian scriptures and amongst the oldest texts in existence. In Upanishad also there is a reference to the yoga. The Upanishads are also broadly philosophical treatises which postdate the Vedas and deal with the nature of soul and the universe. We saw in our previous slide what is the meaning of yoga. Let's go further and see the meaning of yoga in detail. This yoga parampara has come down from Guru Shishya parampara, as we refer in our Indian context, wherein Guru is considered as spiritual teacher and Shishya is nothing but a spiritual aspirant or a student. The rishis who first began investigating into the nature of the reality and the man's inner world. In fact, the yoga has come down from Lord Shiva, who gave it to his wife Parvati, and from there into the lives of different men. The aim of yoga is, as per the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, is to attain kaivalya or emancipation or ultimate freedom. This is an experience of one's innermost being or soul, that is the Purusha. Then one becomes free of chains of cause and effect, that is karma, which we tie with the continual reincarnation, which we all Indians believe. In Kaivalya, one is said to exist in peace and tranquility and have attained the absolute knowledge of the difference between the spiritual, which is the timeless, unchanging and free of sorrows, and materials, which is not. This is considered desirable as life is analyzed as ultimately full of sorrows and pain, even pleasure and joy leave pain and loss when they have gone, as nothing in the material world is permanent. Let's briefly see the Patanjali Yoga Sutras. The first one is Yama. niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. So these are the 8 sutras of Yoga Maharshi Patanjali. So the aspirants of the yoga will gain health, happiness, tranquility, and the knowledge, which once he practices all this in his daily life, it is not only doing asanas or pranayam, but one has to practice all these particular sutras in detail once in his always in his lifetime. Let's now see, we saw in our previous topic what is a brief introduction about yoga. Let's now see about the mudras. Mudra therapy is a very old therapy, which literally means to pass the current through our body. It is a non-medical mode of treatment, generally without any side effects. So there are basically mudras are considered as postures of fingers and thumb. By using mudra therapy, different diseases are treated, holding and retaining the fingers and the thumb in different ways. This is a simple measure of surprisingly restores a state of balance in the body and raises a level of performer's resistance. With the patient's immunity thus strengthened, the disease has no other option but to run away. In Sanskrit, the word mudra basically means a gesture or an attitude. Mudras can be described as psychic, emotional, devotional, and aesthetic gestures, or they are referred as attitudes. Yogis have experienced mudras as attitudes of energy flow intended to link individual pranic force with the universe or the cosmic force. You must have observed that Buddha or Mahavira or many of the great saints, they always sit in what is called as Jnana Mudra. So they practice different types of mudras. We see also the mudras in our Indian form of dance, that is Bharatanatyam. In the word mudra is defined as seal, or basically it is nothing but a shortcut, or it is circuit bypass. You can get a lot of information about these particular things in Swami Satyananda Saraswati's book, which I referred earlier. Mudras are a combination of subtle physical movements which after mood, attitude and the perception, and which deepens the awareness and the concentration. Mudra may involve the whole body in combination of asana, pranayama and bandha and visualization techniques, or it may be a simple hand position, which I told you in my earlier talk about. You can definitely practice the mudras during asana or pranayama or bandha. Hatha Yoga Pradipika and other yogic texts consider mudra to be Yoga Ganga, an independent branch of yoga requiring a very subtle awareness. Mudras are introduced after some proficiency have been attained in asana, pranayama, bandha, and cross blockages have been removed. So what is Yoga Mudra? Like any yoga, mudras must be practiced sincerely and after gaining full knowledge of them. Like yoga, mudra should be learned and then practiced. Like any yoga, mudras are nature's way of healing as intended by the nature, and therefore the mandate of the nature has to be followed. That is, rules and regulations need to be followed, which we will come and see in the detail in our subsequent slides. After understanding the basic principles, the practitioners can generally do most of the mudras themselves. Mudras basically are not instant pills, but they do definitely give you relief from different ailments one suffers. But one needs to practice all these particular mudras with sincerity in long term. Remember, the gains of all yogic procedures are permanent and achieved without interfering with the natural working of the body, mind, and the spirit. The body is made up, as we all of us know, the body is made up of about 5 elements, that is earth, water, fire, air, and space. When these 5 elements are in balance, when are not in balance, we get different physical ailments. The energy from the body radiates out mainly through the tips of the nose, the lips, fingertips, and the toes. When the thumb gets in contact with other fingers, energy is directed to vitalize various parts of our body. This is called as circuit bypass. Mudra and bandha go hand in hand. Bandha help in locking in the energy, whereas mudras help in redirecting the energy. In our Puranas, we see all our gods and goddesses expressing in different mudras. Mudras are expression of our inner feeling. In Tantra Shastra also, mudras is defined as one which gives happiness. Mudras are part of yoga, and it is also called as Yoga Mudra. Mudras is done during using hands and also called as Hasta Mudras. This is a very important slide wherein all of us need to concentrate and see what are the different fingers which represent what. If you look at the first thumb indicates fire. These are all 5 Pancha Mahabhutas. The first finger indicates the air, the middle finger indicates the space, the ring finger indicates the earth, and the small finger indicates the water. This is a very important thing one has to understand, because by combination of all these particular fingers we do mudras. So this is a explanation about the previous slide. That is, the 5 fingers represent 5 different elements. Index finger indicates air, the middle finger indicates space, the ring finger indicates earth, the small finger indicates water. Fire element is important one. When the fire element goes weak, various elements come into the body. So one has to remember these particular 5 different Pancha Mahabhutas, because one has to practice these particular fingers by using the thumb. Let us see briefly the 5 description of each one of them. First one is Akash, that is inactive element that manifests itself in the body cavities. Next one is Vayu, that is air, is the element of movement. All movements in the body and within the body, voluntary as well as involuntary, are affected by the air. Third one is Agni or fire. Element is responsible for the body temperature and metabolism. Fourth one is Jala or water element, and is constitutes of protoplasm, the jelly-like substance present within the cells. Blood, tears, saliva, digestive juices, sweat, urine, semen, cerebrospinal fluid, and fat. Last one is Prithvi, that is earth. Element is the constituent of skin, hair, nails, bones, cartilage, muscles, etc. Effects which can be caused by these particular 5 elements. Akash elements basically creates within the body, it creates room within the body so that the rest of the elements can act. Akash is also associated with the sound, and therefore hearing, that is, ear elements are relieved by manipulation of Akash element. Air. Air is also responsible for our thoughts, emotions, and for the movement of electrical impulses along the sensors and the motor nerves. Air is related to sense of touch and therefore to the skin. Disorder of movements, that is lacking, that is paralysis or excessive in Parkinson disease also, can be helped by manipulation of the air element. Fire. Fire works as an elementary system causing thirst, hunger, digestion of food and assimilation of digested food. Fire is also associated with the vision, and therefore eye disorders like loss of appetite, indigestion, fatness can be helped by manipulation of the fire element. The jala or water. Without water, the tongue cannot recognize various tastes. Disorders of water metabolism within the body, that is dehydration, water retention, can be helped by manipulation of water elements. An excess of earth element causes obesity, that is overweight, whereas deficiency causes emancipation, that is weight loss. Earth is also associated with the smell, and therefore the nose disorders like leanness, prostration, debility, low immunity, etc. can be helped by manipulation of the earth element. Once we have known about some of the disorders, let's now see through the mudras with remedies by learning and practicing the different mudras. Mudras set for the balancing of the energy, that is, set of 4 mudras for balancing energy that are used in sequence. So you can see the photograph, that is, one can touch the thumb with the first finger, the index, then with the middle finger, then with the ring finger, and then with the small finger. So this can be done for a few seconds continuously, wherein we can balance the energy sequence. This is a simple way of balancing energy of your body that can help to do almost anywhere while sitting, standing, walking, lying down. The overall effect is that you get calmer, more relaxed, concentrated. The separate mudras, that is hand positions, have the following effect. When the thumb touches the tip of the index finger, it opens the root chakra and moves more energy to the legs, lower body, and makes one calmer and most concentrated. Thumb touches the tip of the middle finger. It fosters patience. When thumb touches the ring finger, the energy, stability, and self-confidence. When the thumb touches the small finger, that is intuition and the feeling. Let us see in our next presentation about the next thing, that is purpose of mudras and all other things, in the subsequent presentation which will follow this particular presentation. Hope you have liked my presentation. Thank you very much.